In this segment of Mrs. M's Math to the Masses in a minute or two, we'll explore how to solve problems where you're given the midpoint and the endpoint, but you have to find the other endpoint. So let's look at some coordinates and what a problem would look like. If you read in red, you have some segment called TM. T is 4, 7. Well, since the segment is called TM, T is an endpoint. The midpoint is 0, 4. What are the coordinates of the other endpoint M? Here's what we're looking at. T is already plotted. The midpoint is here. So we're looking for a value that's going to go in that direction to solve this problem. There's a way to do it with a formula, a way to do it with a graph, and a way to do it that's visual. Let's go with visual first because I think it's the simplest. How would you get from 7 to 4? If you're on a number line, you would just subtract 3. That got you from an end to the middle. Now go to the other end by repeating that. 4 minus 3 is 1. How would I get from 4 to 0 on a number line? I would subtract 4. Now repeat that to get from the middle to the other end. 0 minus 4 is negative 4. There's your answer. If I work it with a formula, I will have to do 2 algebra problems to get the same answer. The second easiest way is if you do have a graph, you repeat the slope. To get from the endpoint to the middle, I came 1, 2, 3 down, and I came 1, 2, 3, 4 over. So I would again go 1, 2, 3 down, and 1, 2, 3, 4 over to plot my point. And I would have this piece the exact same as this. I'd mark it with congruency. I'll still show you the formula way. For those who love formulas, it will always work. You will have to go and label your endpoint as x1, y1, and your midpoint as your x answer and your y answer, and you're solving for x2, y2. So I would say 4 plus x2 divided by 2 equals 0, because here's my midpoint answer, and there's my answer. Here I would say 7 plus y2 divided by 2 will equal 4. Now remember, we're going to work one at a time. We're just going to work here on the left. I have to get rid of that denominator of 2 to be able to solve, so I multiplied this side times 2 over 1 to get it to cancel. What I do to one side of the equal sign, I have to do to the other. So I now have 4 plus x sub 2 equals 0. Subtract 4 from both sides, and I get x sub 2 equals negative 4. Well, we knew that because we had solved it over here. Same thing on this side. If I'm going to multiply this side of the equation by 2 over 1 to get the 2 in the numerator and the denominator to cancel, I'll have to multiply this side by 2 over 1. I now have 7 plus y sub 2 equals 8. Subtract 7 from both sides, and I get y sub 2 equals 1. And again, we knew it from right here. You can solve it with this visual method. You can solve it using the formula by doing 2 algebra problems, or if given a graph, you can take the slope from the first piece of the line that goes to the middle, repeat the slope to get to the other end. 3 ways to find the other endpoint when given a midpoint.